Next month we have Teachers' Day celebration. You can give your creative idea how to celebrate online, how to celebrate Teachers' Day online. You think about it and give creative ideas. Forty-three, 41 of you are there. Shall we wait another 2 minutes? Morning, how many of you are there in the class?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Felix. Afternoon, very.
Good
How many
afternoon,
students
sir.
are not joining? Afternoon, many are not joining. Jaya, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
44 only. What happened? Others? Today I would like to continue my discussion on teachers. Last class we have discussed some of the points, some of the qualities of a good teacher. Today we'll continue the same topic. I have given you some quotation on teachers. This is the first one. Second one. Third one. Okay. We have discussed already these slides. We have seen the opinion of the students about a teacher. The students say, good teacher. A good teacher is kind, generous, listens to you, has faith in you, encourages you, gives confidence, likes teaching students, likes teaching the subject, takes time to explain things, helps you when you are stuck, tells you how you are doing, allows you to have your say. These are the things already we have discussed. Then, opinion about a good teacher by the researchers. Teachers are affectionate, smiling, honest, healthy, helpful, tolerant, patient, creative, positive, knowledgeable, curious, passionate, imaginative, resourceful, reflective, committed, sense of humor, sense of purpose. These are the qualities a teacher has. Then already we have discussed 10 top traits of a good teacher. Few more points. Okay, a good teacher really wants to be a good teacher. A good teacher knows the subject and the students. A good teacher knows the subject and the students. Did we discuss this point last class? Students?
Yes. Yes, sir. We have already discussed.
Yes.
Already we have discussed. Okay. He is structured, disciplined, takes risks, has a positive attitude. A good teacher consider teacher a form of parenting, is confident. Okay. From here, let us discuss more about the qualities of a good teacher. A good teacher is confident. Knowledge of the subject, knowledge of the audience, love for the subject, sufficient preparation, rehearse, enthusiasm, be the boss of the class, visualize success, physical exercises. These are the tips for boosting your confidence as a teacher. You will be very confident if you are having subject knowledge, knowledge of the students, love for the subject, and sufficient preparation and so on. So a good teacher is confident, and some tips are already given here how to boost one's confidence. A good teacher gives students confidence. Teacher herself is confident and gives students confidence, encourages students to be confident, gives some exercises, gives some opportunities to be confident. When students really have something important to say, they should be able to say it clearly, forcefully, and with proper evidence. That shows that the students are confident. So, a good teacher is confident and allows students to be confident. A good teacher keeps students and himself or herself in balance. We have different aspects of our life, different areas of our life. We have cognitive aspect, affective aspect, psychomotor aspect, emotional aspect, and you have already studied multiple intelligence, different areas, different aspects of life. You have your professional life, you have personal life, you have different responsibility, you have different roles in the society. You have to balance. A good teacher keeps himself or herself in balance. A good teacher keeps students in balance. The only time when I learn is when my comfort, my complaisance, and my self-assurance are threatened. You see, if you are in a comfort zone, you will not take challenges. You will not take risks. When everything is fine, we don't take risks. We don't take challenges. If we go out of the comfort zone, then only you will take risks and challenges. So, whenever we are facing challenges, taking risks, we have to maintain ourselves. We have to maintain our position. We have to maintain our status, our lifestyle, and we have to balance. A good teacher listens to his students. A good teacher listens to her students. Listening is a very good quality of a fine person. Listening. Most of the time we talk, but listening is a very good characteristic of a teacher. We should listen to our students. A good teacher listens to the what students has to say, to the story of the students, to the narration of the students, and listening not for the sake of listening, but listening with understanding, listening with care, listening with emotion, listening with the kind of positive attitude is needed. A good teacher listens to his or her students. So please note these are the good qualities of a good teacher that is needed in our life. A good teacher takes feedback. There are teachers with a lot of qualification. There are teachers with a lot of experience. There are teachers who are having so much of subject knowledge, content knowledge. They are both. They are confident about their methods and methodology, their techniques, their classroom management, their discipline. But even then, whether your subject knowledge, your methodology are down to earth for the benefit of the students or not, you need to take feedback. You need to invite feedback. A good teacher invites feedback. A good teacher takes feedback. Feedback for our growth and development is very much important. Without feedback, we cannot progress in our life. Healthy feedback, positive feedback, we should welcome from the students, in the audience, from the parents. Many times we don't allow the parents of the students to give feedback. Parents can give feedback. The feedback which is appropriate for our growth, we can take along. The feedback which are not relevant, you keep it aside. But feedback is important for growth and development for a teacher. So please note, a good teacher invites feedback. A good teacher takes feedback from the students, from the colleagues, from the parents, from the management. Feedback can be written feedback. Feedback can be verbal feedback. Feedback can be any form. Feedback is equally important than the self-assessment. A good teacher is energetic, lively, full of energy, energetic. A good teacher is energetic. Variety in voice, dramatic pace, effective pauses, active movement, encouraging gestures, visual demonstration, how things work, look, move, facial expressions, appealing smile, be natural, good postures. These are some of the signs and symptoms for being powerful and energetic person. A good teacher is energetic. Please remember, you should not be dull in the class. You should not be lifeless in the class. You should not go to a class dragging our feet. We should be full of life. A good teacher is energetic. A good teacher is full of life. His tone, his voice, his pose, his movement, his gestures, his visual demonstration, facial expressions, appealing smile, natural approach, very much needed, very much needed. Students, they love an energetic teacher. They love a teacher who is full of life, a teacher who is alive, a teacher who is very enthusiastic, who is very good in gestures, movements, facial expressions. Okay, so train yourself, practice yourself, so that you can be a good teacher, a teacher full of life, full of energy, full of power. A good teacher supports what she says. A good teacher supports what he says. They give lot of examples, statistics, definitions, testimony, stories, experience, their own life experience. These are the supports. These are the additional content, additional contents to supplement the text content, the subject content. You need to have a lot of examples. You need to have various definitions, testimonies, stories, experiences, to have rich content while teaching. So a good teacher should have examples, should have definitions, should have testimony, should have stories, experiences sharing. So please remember, you maintain a diary. Whenever you come across good stories, you jot down. Wherever you experience good things that can you share with the students, jot down. Testimony, jot down. Examples. Many times examples comes to our minds while teaching. Many times we have to plan out during making the lesson plan. We have to think of examples. What examples, suitable examples, relevant examples, simple and interesting examples we can use to explain that. Look everyone, not looking only good boys, not looking only good looking boys, not looking at only good looking girls. Global look, looking everyone. Don't read from the text. Eye contact is must. Teachers, when read from the text all the time, without looking at the students, without having interaction with the students, without moving in the class, without any gestures and postures, it becomes very dull. Our interaction becomes very meaningless, very not interesting. I mean, not interesting. Use note cards. Use note cards. When you explain certain things, you can show flashcards, note cards to the students. Students will look at you. Students will look at the board. Students will look at your cards. Add quotations, add statistics, add examples, add diagram, add drawing for maintaining eye contact. Eye contact. To students, they sleep, putting their head down. The students, they put their head down and look under the table, under the desk. Sometimes they look outside the window. Sometimes they are not interested. Why? Because we are not maintaining eye contact. We have to have certain activities, certain materials, certain sketches, drawing, pictures, cards in front of the class so that the students will have eye contact. Eye contact. So a good teacher maintains eye contact. A good teacher is humorous, narrates jokes, cracks jokes. Time to time, we have to agree, disagree in the class, to make fun, so that class is interesting, so that there is a conducive and healthy and joyful environment. A good teacher should be humorous. A good teacher gets into the subject matter, get into the life of the students, get into the subject, into the minds of the students. A good teacher gets in, getting into the subject, getting into the life of the students, deep involvement, not physical involvement, mental involvement, emotional involvement is needed. Okay? A good teacher gets in. A good teacher gets in. A bad teacher is outside the life of the students, outside the classroom, outside the subject, outside the minds of the students. So be a good teacher and gets in. A good teacher remembers to what? You see, remembers to have proper contact with the students. Remember to have good manners. Remembers to have good approaches with the students and seek responses from the students. Here the point is good behavior and a very healthy relationship with the students. Okay? So you have never deviate, go away from the topic, go away from the subject matter, never tells what is not required, follow good etiquette and manners, never take mobile calls in the class. Many times teachers talk over the phone during the class. Be proactive in handling question and answer sessions. Seek response. These are some of the techniques. These are some of the good values, good practices to be an effective teacher. To be an effective teacher. A good teacher never scolds, never shouts in the class, never scolds, but encourages each time when the students fall and fails. This is very ideal statement, एक आदर्श statement है जो कि हर परिस्थिति में लागू नहीं हो सकता है। हम लोग जानते हैं school, classroom to classroom, situations, environment varies. We have different atmosphere. In a Hindi medium school, we have different atmosphere. In English medium school, we have different atmosphere. In government school, we have different atmosphere. In private schools, we have different atmosphere in higher section, lower sections. Okay, some classes we have very good students, some classes we have bully students. So depends in which kind of situation, in which kind of environment you are, whether scolding is needed, whether physical punishment is needed, whether writing in the diary, remarks writing in the diary is needed, what kind of punishment,
Sir, you are not
what
audible.
kind. Yes. Are you able to listen?
Yes, sir. No.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. The point is, physical punishment is banned. Physical physical punishment we cannot. But that is a very ideal statement, I would say. Many parents are in favor of writing the remarks in the diary. Sometimes we use verbal, non-verbal kind of gestures to maintain the classroom. A good teacher never scolds, okay, fine, but it is a very ideal statement. Very ideal statement. I have said you have different atmosphere, different types of situation, environment. Accordingly, you have to handle the situation. This is my point. According to the environment, according to the स्थिति परिस्थिति, आपको क्लासरूम को मैनेज करना होगा. अगर सचमुच में स्कॉल्डिंग नीडेड है, we can, but we have to be smart enough handling the situation. Okay, here much more than the punishment or physical punishment, verbal scolding or remarks writing, point is love the students. Love the students who meet with failures. Encourage them. Show your interest in them. Take time and talk to them. Give sufficient time for the students who fall, who fail. If you give time, if you spend time with them, if you really care for them, if you really encourage them, they will listen to you. They will listen to you. So point is, encouragement for the failure, encouragement for the students who fail and fall is very much needed, and that is the good characteristic of a teacher. Never beats, that is to, I would say, we should not beat. We should not beat. We should love the students. We should love whether a student is good or bad, but we should love them. We should love them. Okay? A good teacher understands. A good teacher understands. Understanding is expected from a good teacher. There are students having physical problem, emotional problem, academic problem, career problem, vocational problem. They are having problem with language. They are having problem with uh, different problems. But a teacher should understand, apart from the academic problem,